Today marks 1121st day, sharing lessons I have learned and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you to achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about anchor, life anchor. And that life anchor really is one of the key aspects why people are successful and some people are not. I really want to discuss that. I really want you to understand that life anchor, what you anchor your life on, will dictate how far you can go. Now, of course, if you do not want to go far, if you do not want to achieve great things, life anchor doesn't matter. But if you are the kind of person that you said, okay, I want to make a difference in people's life, I want to really be the person who really moves beyond something that they're capable of achieving right now, that means that life anchor will be a massive topic in our life. Because storms will come in your lives. If you have a small anchor, will not hold that ship. But if you have a massive anchor, you're able to be stable no matter what storm is coming to your way. And today we'll share 7 things, and I will leave the last anchor for the last, because I think that when you have that one anchor, doesn't matter what kind of anchors you have, what you base your life on. That one anchor could really save life sometimes, because one anchor could really make the difference. So what is the first anchor? First anchor, it could be vision. It's very easy to understand. So that means that when you have that massive vision for your future, and when you visualize what you will be able to achieve in the future, that means it doesn't matter what kind of thing is going on in your life right now. You know that you're anchored in that future. You anchor in that future vision so strongly that no matter where external things or internal things is trying to lead to, you are still going to that direction. Every single day you take actions towards that vision because you anchor to that direction in that direction. So that's why I always say that vision is so important, because some people say, I don't have a vision. So it means you don't have an anchor. Because you might have that small goal, but when you have external things coming to your way, and external things will come to your way, when external things coming to your way, they blow away, and then you don't pursue that vision anymore because you already are somewhere other direction. Now, when the storm goes by, you go back to the same goal, but you waste so much time. That's why vision and an anchor help so much, because during the storm, you're still able to execute based on that vision. Second thing is that values and beliefs. That means that even a storm comes in, you're still able to execute based on values that you have. So if you say that I'm an ambitious person, I'm a kind person, I'm this kind of person, I'm athletic person, I'm a fit person, whatever it is, like what kind of values do you have? What kind of identity do you have? What kind of beliefs do you have? And that means that you execute on those beliefs about yourself, about your identity, about your values, even though that you might be going through the toughest season of your life, but you still execute based on your values, on your beliefs, on your identity. Now, even though it's great, but that identity could be wobble, those values could be wobble, and those beliefs could be as well not that strong. So that means that if you have very strong beliefs, if you have very strong values, if you have a very strong identity, that means that it could potentially hold you for a bit. But if it's very strong storm, it might be that even blew away all those values, all those beliefs, all the identity could not hold that storm. So that, even though it's great anchor, the same as vision, but it might not hold strong storms. Number 3 is hope. Hope. And I think that hope is something that potentially could anchor, because you're hoping for future to get better. And you have it to anchor. Future might be better. And it doesn't matter what kind of storm you have, but you have that hope. But I think that hope is something that is a good and a bad. Hope is great when you take actions for a better future. Hope is not bad if you keep doing exactly the same things and expect a different result. That means that it becomes a delusion. You're hoping for the better future, even though that you're doing the wrong things. So even though that could potentially be a great anchor, but it's not the best anchor. Because it might be that you anchor in hope, but hope in general is not good because we have a hope with false expectation that things will change when we do not change anything. So hope could be great, but not the best in general. Number 4 is routines. I think that routines is even better than hope because routines could bring you better future. So it means you anchor yourself on routines. That means that when you really say, okay, when storms come in, I'm able to execute on those routines, those processes, systems in place to really move closer to my goal, to my aspiration, whatever it is. So it means that it's a beautiful thing because you know that no matter how bad you feel, you're able to execute on those routines, habits, processes. Even though it's great, but again, this is not the best because it might be that you have routines that you need to do, maybe some exercise. And then you're able to do those exercises, you feel more energized and you're able to pursue other things. And that means you build some kind of routine that you feel much more energized after doing that routine. But it might be that external things will send some kind of challenge that you're not able to do that routine. So what happens then? What happens then when you're not able to do the routine that you wanted to do and you were developed to do? That means everything falls apart and the anchor falls apart. So routines need to be things that could never change. So do you have a routine that never changes? It's just very hard to find that kind of routine. Number 5 is loved ones. So it means that family members, maybe parents, kids, friends, it doesn't matter, but someone that you love. But sometimes you could anchor them yourself to the person, to the family in general. Even though it's great because other person loves you back and they want the best for you, but you understand, life is hard sometimes, and life could bring some devastation in your life. It might be that you will, of course, I hope that it will never happen, but of course it will happen, that you will lose someone, or maybe someone will lose you. You never know that. So that means that if you anchor your life on someone else, that means that anchor could be lost any day. And that's not the best anchor. Number 6, and it's great. Great anchor, not the best, but great anchor is your own worth. Understanding what you're worth. And again, this is again a big question. What you base your own worth on. If you base your worth on external things, on external validation, that is not good. But if you base your own worth based on just being worthy, understanding that being is much more important than doing or having, and if you have really core essence of understanding that being, and you have that inner peace of being, and you have your own worth of that, this is a great anchor. Because it doesn't matter what happens, what you have, what you do, you still are happy about yourself because you are being the person that you want to be. Because you don't need to do anything. You don't need to have something to be to have that inner peace and being worthy of your own love of yourself. Now, again, our own worth is something that could potentially be fleeting. And if something very, very bad happened, we potentially could lose it. So that means that even though it's great anchor, but it could be not the best. So last, number 7, and I promise it will be the most important anchor. I think that so many people who, and I will generalize, so this is not a rule, but I generalize. I think that people who have faith, who has strong faith, who has very strong faith, outperform people who do not have. Because what is that? Because people who have strong faith, they have a very strong faith in a very strong anchor. Anchor, that's what we're looking for, anchor. Faith is anchor because let's say that Jesus in Christianity, Jesus is an anchor. He never moves. He is always there. He is consistent. There's nothing more consistent than God itself. So when you have an anchor in something beyond yourself that is here to help you, to support you, to achieve your goals, what could be more powerful? And that's why people who have a faith, they are able to achieve so much more because they're able to go to massive storms, and persevere. Be resilient. Because they don't expect for them to go through that by themselves. They have a massive help. Because there's nothing more powerful than God itself. He created everything. So there's nothing more powerful than Jesus itself. So that means when you understand that means those difficulties become so small compared to the God. And that's why it's interesting. That's why so many Christians are struggling. Why so many Christians are going through depression? Why so many people who have faith are still struggling? And this is the question is how strong their anchor. That means it might be that they have faith, but that anchor to that faith is so small that something bad happens and they blow away. So that means that if we want to really build that connection, we need to have a massive anchor to that faith. That means that, as I said, it's strong faith. Strong faith that matters. And then all of the things is strong vision matters, not small vision, all. So that means that, but I truly believe when you have that one thing, and one thing only, like faith, I think that becomes the biggest anchor. And I think that's a very, very beautiful thing because when you really pursue meaningful things in life, if you don't pursue those meaningful things, you will have few things that will come to your way that you need to deal with. Everyone will need to do that. But when you actually choose to pursue big things in life, when you actually choose by yourself to pursue big things in life, that means you will choose external things come to your way. You will have so many more storms to deal with. So many more storms. And when you have that strong anchor, you're able to handle those big storms. And I think that you become more comfortable with dealing with those storms as well. Now, imagine that you are having a boat and you are in that storm. If you are in that storm for the first time, it could be very, very scary. You are afraid of your life. But then you came back, now you are able to rest for a second. Now another storm. Now you're a little bit scared, uncomfortable, but you know what to do in this kind of storm. Third storm come in, now you're chilling because you know that storm will go by. I think that's very powerful to have such a big, strong anchor with something that never changes, that you have not fear at all about any storm. And that's why people who have strong faith, they're able to go into unknown so powerfully because they know that it doesn't matter how big the storm is, that in that unknown, they will be able to persevere. So I hope that you reflect as well. What kind of things you anchor your life on right now? What makes you believe that when the storm will come, you will be able to persevere? What you base that on? Because when you have that strong anchor, it does increase so much your confidence, your courage, and you're able to go and pursue so many great things. So I hope that you will choose to win, and see you tomorrow.